Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another Gran Turismo 4 episode. In this one, it's another endurance event, but this time it's the El Capitan 200 miles event. Now, this one's on the shorter end of things because, for one, it's a set limit of miles that you have to travel, so it's not too long in terms of laps. Um, in terms of opponents, it's also not that difficult. It's just a bit of cars that are on like the higher end of the performance spectrum, so things like the Shelby 1 Super Speed or whatever, what was the one I literally just saw right there? The TVR Speed, Cabrera or something like that, and stuff like that, right? And for this event specifically, I decided to go ahead and just kind of cheese it, if that's what you want to call it, just by picking a very fast car. I went with the Camaro LM race car, just because that was on, I think, standard tires right out the bat, and I could just kind of bring it in, not having to worry about anything really. Heavily modifying the car to just get it up to performance, right? Overall, I think this car controlled very well on El Capitan. I think it was a very easy race, even without, what's it called? Having to, what's it called? Even without having to, um, modify it or just like even putting on different tires. I think I just went in completely stock and I managed to take it home. Now, there's a very specific reason why I chose to do this endurance event, and we're going to figure that out right at the end whenever I get the actual prize card for this event. But I just know there is a reason why I did pick this race specifically, and it's probably a reason you'd expect if you played this game before. Um, in terms of the endurance events, I think this is the one I managed to actually get through the longest before I just handed it to the B-Spec driver. Mainly just because the tires on this thing were crazy. Overall, I think this car was pretty much. I think this car was a very good pick for this event, mainly just because, well, obviously it's faster than all the competition, but also just because it handles very well. Really, it was able to turn very good on the like strings of curves on the blind corners, as you could tell from El Capitan. Very, very good car. Although it's very unfortunate it gets grouped together with all the like LM race cars that you can't even compete with if you decided to pick the Camaro. It sucks, but what's it called? It's just how it is. This car is doomed to just cheese lower end races. But besides that, what's it called? Besides that, I think this event was kind of a turning point for me in terms of like the B-Spec driver because at this point I still thought the B-Spec driver was just kind of horrible because he just kind of kept slipping up on the time that I would build up and like he would like just keep letting the opponents get back catch back up, right? But sorry, this is very late at night for me right now when I'm recording this. Um, but yeah, so when it came for the B-Spec driver to actually, get in there very early on, I always thought he was just kind of bad and lose time I'd build up. But no, it turns out just over time he gets better on the track because he usually would have like one lap, maybe two on the opponents. I think on this one specifically, it was like one lap for all of them. He would lap them all the time, really. Um, I think that's mainly just because it was like just driving for so long. It learned the track, like how to drive it and stuff like that. And I think that is probably the best I could ask for, honestly. It's just a B-Spec driver that kind of speeds up their lap times and just kind of just outpaces the opponents at every point, really. Anyways, as you could tell, I'm driving pretty consistent laps here. I think I was trying my best not to like drive dirty or crash into walls. I think I was trying to legitimately stay on the track and drive as cleanly as possible for as long as I could, really. Um, Overall, I think I'd say I did a pretty good job. I don't think I crashed into too much stuff. I don't think I really drove too badly or poorly or something like that. I think I did pretty good. You can see right there at this point, some dude just, what's it called, tried to pass up on me right there. Skipped ahead a little bit just to kind of show how far I got on this first run, or first, I guess, spur, without having to go into the pits. I went from like lap 4 to 12, just kind of showing how much I managed to actually get out of this thing. With only like half a tank of gas left, that's honestly really good. Yeah, so I got very far at least. I did like 30 minutes worth of racing, which is very good for me, really, I'd say. I'd say also just kind of the tires not being shredded at this point was very good. I hate driving on shredded tires in this game because it's very much kind of a mess. But that's besides the point, because once you're on shredded tires, I mean, you probably should just go pit, not have to worry about it. But yeah, I want to get the most out of a single run before I have to pit and change tires and gas and stuff like that. As you can see right here, I'm at a lap another person. There was a person going into the pits, which is to be expected. I guess at the start of this lap, there was a person going into the pits, and that's because like the NPC cars could only last like 12 to 13 laps before they needed to pit. Just something around that time, like lap range, really. I think the Camaro lasted pretty much like that, like a little bit longer than that, like 15, 16 laps maybe, before I needed to go to the pits to just restock and everything. Um, Excuse me. Yeah, it was the last. This car was very good in terms of like resource management, but as I'm sure you can tell right here, it was getting very slippery and slidey for me to actually control it. And yeah, it wasn't. It was never like so bad that you just couldn't control it, but you know, it was getting a little bit rough to actually drive the car. You can see the TVR is pitting right there. I think a few other cars had pitted at that point already. Um, Another TVR is making a pit stop. And as I and as you can see, just by me driving, like pretty semi-clean laps, I'm slowly catching up to the person that's at second to lap them. Taking turns very slow, obviously just trying to make sure I don't crash into the wall so horribly that I end up losing all the time I managed to build up. Doesn't work out too well because I end up crashing into a wall anyways. But just to kind of let me see. I want to say this is around the time that I went into the pits. I don't know exactly if it was. I don't remember exactly when it was. I think it was lap 15 or 16. I decided to go ahead and go into the pits. Let me see here. If I go into the pits, it's gonna happen right now. Nope. Okay, so yeah, it was like around lap 15, 16. I decided to go into the pits. Um, as you can tell, I'm using that turn right there, I guess, to kind of just cheese some more time. Just kind of gain more time than I already have on the opponents, just because it's very much something that it's exploitable. Anyways, you can see the person in second right there, just because his car is a bright green. Very much obvious to see where he's at. Anyways, you can see that even more so now. The tires are very much making it difficult for me to actually, or it was making it difficult for me to actually control the car. So I don't know if I decided to just hold out for like one more lap or just pit now, but you can see it is making it difficult for me to actually control the car. Let's see. I think I did pit here. I think I just didn't really care that much about lapping this dude, and I just decided to go ahead and take the pit stop. Let me see here. I don't think I actually lap him here. I think I just kind of accept that I need to actually go to the pit stops. Let me see. Nope, I held out for one more lap. That is an interesting choice, and I rammed into him and caused him to spin out a little bit. Ugh. Sometimes I amaze even myself because I end up crashing into the only other person that's in front of me, even when I'm trying to drive more clean. Anyways, lap 16, I finally decided to just go ahead and just call it there, go into the pits at almost exactly 30 minutes worth of driving right there, as you can see as well. 30 minutes was usually like the stopping point, I guess is what you would call it for me. I'd usually kind of just go into B-spec after about 30 or so minutes, or just whenever I needed to start pitting. Mainly just because I figured that was probably a good time to call it there, let the PS2 go through what it needs to do, and just kind of, what's it called? Just kind of sit back and do some things while I was letting the race play out. I think specifically for this one, I went to like lunch with my dad while this, what's it called? While this specific endurance event was going on. Like, I definitely used the time that I had, what's it called, here, just to kind of do things I was meaning to get to, or just, what's it called, work on videos. I remember I was also, what's it called, I was also working on just kind of getting through more videos to edit through. I was just kind of, just getting through stuff. But as you can see, I went ahead and just, I think I accidentally forgot to record the finish line, so that's why I kind of just skipped forward there. But yeah, as you can see, we won by almost an entire lap worth of time difference, so not too bad. And now, for the reason why I chose El Capitan, it's because the prize car for this event is the Minolta Toyota 88C-V race car from 1989. Okay, well that's something there. I'm gonna cut out that footage, or I'm gonna cut out the audio there, mainly just because that is from a little Let's Play right there. I did not expect to hear that. I'm guessing I just didn't expect that audio to play while, what's it called? While, what's it called? While I was recording the dub, but I guess Audacity picks up all kinds of audio. But yeah, the Minolta 88C-V. It is a very fast car. It's actually, I think, like the fastest car in Gran Turismo 4, and that is the entire reason why I picked it. So, yeah, that's about it for this episode. I'll see y'all in the next one.